All right, so now comes the interesting part. We have created our server with a single route called stocks, and we have seen that what it returns, you can see on the right hand side, it just returns you some hard-coded stocks. But it can be any service. I mean, if you find a paid service online, you can use that instead of creating your own dummy server. The next thing that we want to do is on the client side, we want to consume this URL. And this is the URL that we want to consume right there. Okay, so just remember that. But before we do that, we need to be sure that we are creating the correct DTOs and we have information regarding, that what we should be expecting from the server. So let's go to ChatGPT and I'm going to go back over here. Yeah. And I'm going to say create. Okay, let's say, well, let's see what it does if I give it like the whole thing, like all of this. There we go. I need to consume the following JSON. There we go. So in SwiftUI, create HTTP client struct that process the JSON. Also create necessary, models or DTOs or models. And that's it. Let's see what it does. I'm not sure why it keeps on opening over here. Okay, so, well, I guess I can open it up over here now. All right, so stock coding keys, all right, HTTP client, that is fine. The URL, I should have actually told it the URL. Then it's creating the view model and all that stuff. Okay, that looks pretty good. All right, so now I don't really want all of this code. I know that the URL is going to change. And also it's using, see that? It's using something else. I also want to see if I can just use, wow, there's no way for me to get out of this. All right, let's see. I actually like the other interface much better. I think now it's going to always show me the canvas. Let me go ahead and create a new chat. There, oh, can't really paste it, I guess. That's weird. Wow. I find it a little bit weird. Okay, I'm gonna copy this. That's what I wanted to do. I'm not really a big fan of that. I mean, when it's opening all of that weird stuff. I know it's fine. I just have to get used to it. Okay, so this is all fine. The URL is, what's the URL? This is the URL. I wonder if I can copy it. Copy link. Also use async and await. Okay, let's see what it does because I have it again. I think it just likes using Canvas, I guess. But even though in my case it's using Canvas, you can actually use pure ChatGPT. There's no way for me to switch. It's just it's just giving me this option. It's just throwing me to Canvas, which is fine, I guess. I like the other one a little bit better. Okay, so stock model looks pretty good. It's using a HTTP client. That looks pretty good. So these are the couple of things. Now, I don't really like to create the stock list view model. You know me, I don't really like to do that right now. I have a different way of doing things. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy a couple of different things over here. Let's copy this HTTP client, all right? And where's the URL error? Is it implementing URL error? So we'll have to ask it to create URL. Let's see. Okay, so I'm going to just first copy this part. And let's open up our, here we go. Let's create a new file. A Swift file is fine. HTTP client. And let's paste it over here. I wonder if it's going to complain about anything over here. Okay, so it's telling us stock. Hey, where is this stock coming from, right? All right, so we will have to go back, and you have this stock stuff. So we're going to copy that, and I can go over here and create probably a new folder, um, and I can call it models. Inside that, I can create a new file. I'll probably call it stock, and I can get the stock also. All right. And let's go back to our HTTP client, see if that fixes the bug that we were facing. Now, what I want to do in order to use the HTTP client is we're not really adding the stock. We're just consuming the stock and kind of like just displaying the stocks, right? So what I want to do is to allow the user to access the HTTP client from within the view itself. So what does that mean? Well, that means that if I have this content view, I want something like this. Environment, HTTP client, private var, HTTP client. So this is basically my end goal, to do something like this. All right. So let's go and ask ChatGPT what it can do for me. All right. So maybe I can type over here. I want HTTP client to be available through environment value in SwiftUI. All right, so it's going through the code. Beautiful. All right. Okay. So this is the stuff that we need. So that's why it's actually important that you know what you're doing. All right. And I think all of this can even be more simplified if you are using the entry macro in iOS 18, because ChatGPT doesn't really know about that entry macro yet. All right. So now I can go, I can probably should create a different file, but you get the idea, right? And I'll have to probably import SwiftUI also. There we go. All right. Okay, so we got that. Now I wonder if I can just give it all of this code. Like, I can just copy all of it, and I can say, use the HTTP client environment value in the following view and populate all the stocks. Instead of using view model, just store the stocks in a local state variable. All right, so it's going through the same thing again. I wonder if it's gonna, here we go. It's actually changing all of this stuff. Let's see what it is doing over here. HTTP client, okay, so it's added that code. And somewhere it might be making a call, kind of hard to see where it's making the call, load stocks. Okay, it's using HTTP client, but where is load stocks being called? So here's load stocks, but I wonder where is this getting called? It might be using like on appear. You'll see, oh, it's actually not using on appear. That's actually pretty good. It knows how to use a task. That's interesting. Okay, so all of the other stuff is fine. Now, I'm only interested in the content view part of it. So probably I can, it's kind of hard to select, I guess. Just give me code for content view and remove, well, I can't really say remove everything else, because, let's see, maybe I can say, yeah, it's kind of hard to scroll. That's a big problem with this. See that? I can't really select this, and I don't want to select, yeah, so that is maybe a bug or something, that they don't really allow you to see. They don't really, they want you to select everything. All right, so, well, that's going to be a little bit annoying, because let me actually tell it to remove this. Wow, it's having issues removing this. Ah, interesting. Well, then I have to do that, and that makes me not really happy because I have to do all the stuff now. Okay, let's go over here. I can't really paste it over here. So what I can do is I can create a new file, and you can call it anything you want. Let's say foo. I wonder if there is an easier way to do that because I don't really want the stocks. I actually don't want the HTTP client. I don't want this. The remaining part over here, I think probably I do want invalid redeclaration. Okay, that's fine. I'm going to just copy it. I think this should be enough. And I can go back over here and paste it and go back and either delete this file or just comment it out. All right. But that's the reason that I don't like that thing popping up, the canvas, because it makes my life a little bit more difficult, right? Okay, so now we have a problem over here. It's saying extra arguments specifier in call. This is stock row. So something weird is going on over here. Let's actually copy this part. Man, I don't like this canvas. For the, there's no way to, okay, let me go ahead and refresh it. No, there's no way to use ChatGPT over here. Okay, ChatGPT. Okay, now it's 4. In the following code, I get error. And what is the error you're getting? Extra argument, specifier, something in the call. Okay. The problem is that I don't think it actually knows about my previous code now because we'll see that if it actually has any idea about that code. So let me go ahead and change that. But there might be some bugs that you will actually have to go and fix it yourself. Okay, so this is our code now. You can see that it is using HTTP client. And wow, it is actually loading the stuff. This is pretty cool, right? I mean, the UI is a little bit messed up now. Top stories, it has the same thing, but it's using our own thing, right? What about the symbol? I thought that we had symbol also being sent. So let's check out our HTTP client, or actually our model, stock name, stock symbol. So why is it not displaying the symbol part of it? Are we even getting the symbol? So first we need to check that part. So yeah, we do have the symbol, and the symbol from the server, they are being sent right there, stock symbol. So for some reason, this is not really displaying the symbol. So we have to go over here and we need to find out where are we displaying these things. So let's say stocks, this is stock name, stock price. You can see that this is stock row is not really taking into account the symbol, right? So let's go to stock row over here. Yeah, it's taking stock name, stock price, all of that stuff, but not the symbol. That's kind of interesting. All right. I mean, this is something that I can actually go ahead and add, and that will be fine too. Let's see. What is it called? Stock row. Stock row should also take stock symbol. I mean, I'm sure it's just going to add one more property that I can just add it myself, right? So this is not really some crazy thing, but I think eventually it will be displaying these things also. So I do want it to have nice UI. So it's writing all this code. Okay. And it actually updated the stock row, the usage. So that's actually pretty good. And I like that because I can now easily copy it from here. Apart from instead of the canvas that it was opening before. I don't really like that because it makes it very hard for me to copy some parts of the code. And over here, I can update that probably. And let's see if it updates the symbol also. Yes, and it looks amazing. Now there is a huge gap on the top. Now these are some minor things, right? I mean, so you can hopefully fix these things. For some reason, there's like a gap on the top, but this data is actually coming from, from our API. All right. And we did it in a very different kind of a way. We created the HTTP client and we exposed HTTP client using the environment values. And then we can just use environment values directly because it's literally just displaying. So we don't really want like 30 different layers. We're just displaying the stuff and that's all we're doing. So this is actually pretty cool that we were able to build this. Now, for the top part, we can take a look at it a little bit later. The next thing that we want to do, as you can guess, the stories, right? So we need to get these stories, and the process will be exactly the same as stocks. We will have to go to the server and then return some sort of stories and then display them. All right, so some hard-coded stories. So let's go ahead and focus on that in the next lecture.